All right, so I know it's kind of loud, however, that's just the theme. Even ignoring what's on the screen, the theme itself is actually just a remix of Fred's theme. For whatever reason, it took me a while to figure it out firstly and then run through. But yeah, I guess video I got a surprise sort of encounter that's not necessarily important, but like it's something in that you should probably record. But basically, I guess what you're looking at is clearly those are cultists. I mean, like all in the same dress. Obviously, that's just a standard hiker. Mm. Yeah, presumably we haven't seen those clothes yet before. We've only seen the abyssal and thermal cult. Well, actually, no, we've seen 4 cults as of now. We've seen the perfectionist cult leader, Rukra, and like admin with Kurum Tane. We've seen Abyssal Cult had multiple interactions with them. Thermal Cult had an interaction with them at the very beginning, and then the last one being the Darkrai Cult, which was at the very beginning, which is like the prologue of the game. Haven't seen them since, but yeah, this is like new. Haven't seen these guys yet. Don't know what they are. They're green though. So like, yeah, I still think Darkrai Cult wins the best, or wins the award for best cult uniform. Mm. I like these two. I don't really like the Abyssal Cult's uniform. I honestly don't even remember what the Thermal Cult looks like. Oh, geez. I keep forgetting. It's also, in case you can't see, that's us in the bottom left. But, yeah, so there's the scene. Are you guys cultists? What do you want? It's like, well, I hear that you two found something very interesting while mining. 2? I only see 1 person. Let's see, how lovely. I was just thinking about how we were such great friends. You wouldn't have a problem with letting me borrow it. By borrow, I mean give it to me. Wait, what do they mean by 2, though? You're talking about the scroll we unearthed. We just can't hand it to you. My children found that. It belongs to them. You can't just take what's not yours. I understand. Don't worry. Ahem. Tell me, which do you value more, the scroll or your children's lives? There are several explosives around the ladder behind you, which is the one to the right. The ladder that goes up from underneath the ground. If you don't give us the scroll, it's going to be pretty hard for your family to exit that cavern. What do you need it for? Well, we're cultists, sky cultists. That scroll contains the details of the ritual that summons Rayquaza. So yeah, they're the sky cult. That's the 5th cult we've seen. There's what? How many cults? 6, I think. We've seen the cult of perfection, cult of Darkrai, now sky cult, and then we've only seen 5 so far. There may be 6. I don't know. It may just only be 5. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, so they're just detailing the whole plan right here. That they need to summon Rayquaza or whatnot, because that'd be the one that they're after is the Sky Call. You have 3 guesses, and the first 2 don't count. What? You want someone Rayquaza? Yes, well done, you detective you. That's what I mean, like, it's like, I think it's obvious. Now, have you made your decision? It's like, please take this, stay away from my family. Very well, we'll leave, have a nice day. So there he is. He's going back down. Man, what are we doing next? Because clearly the one in the middle is like the cult leader, or like at least admin, given they have different hair, and they're the ones sort of commanding the situation or whatnot, and the other 6 are taking orders. Now that we have the scroll, we're heading to Helios City. We'll use the Augur's energy to summon Rayquaza first. And Augur, that's obviously Augur Jaren. Like first, Augur, we have no idea. Granted, you know, we've had theories about whether we're actually first Augur, but again, we just straight up don't know. Like, but ultimately, Yaren, they're going after Yaren. Because if you go all the way back to our interaction in Telnor Town, he said that he was like hanging out in Helios City or whatnot. So that's ultimately where, you know, he just chills, I guess. That's where like he lives, or like that's where his quarters would be as leader of like, I guess, what would it be called? Like as leader of the Augur is the leader of the nation. So ultimately leader of the region. So yeah, I mean, let's see. Yaren's going to help us. Why would he do that? And then yeah, that's one of the, because the red is from the cult admin. The blue is from the cult, like just grunts. Why would he help us? Yeah, I mean, by taking by using the energy of him, I assume they mean forcefully, like not like, oh, let me just borrow your energy real quick. No, it's like they'll take it. Let's just say, oh, trust me, I can be quite convincing. He has a few very Good reasons why he should. Oh, I nearly forgot. Knock, knock. Also, yeah, very good reasons. Basically, it's likely going to come down to threats. I mean, there's likely a reason what that Yin would ultimately, why he would ultimately, I guess, let them use. I don't even know what they mean by use his energy. Like this is like the most vague conversation ever. Use his energy. These few good reasons why. Like that's not even something you can like predict. But like, I mean, yeah, knock knock. Who's there? Why would they respond? Like that was clearly hypothetical. Like the cult grunts were not supposed to respond. Boom. There we go. See, sorry, I've never been a fan of jokes that ended in puns. Did you just you? Dead men tell no tales, grunt. Our plans are secret and must always remain so. That's true. So now that dude and his family are gone, dead, I mean, not coming back, they're just straight up dead. Obviously, you know, we heard about their plan though, so, but granted, they can't see us in the bottom left corner of the screen. The text is blocking the way, so let's go. Helios City waits. Look, the freaking call Edmund's literally looking right at us. Like, oh my god. Anyway, that was just a quick interaction I wanted to catch. This is my party right now. Should I go back? I guess I don't know how close I am to exiting the cavern. That's ultimately what I don't know. I guess I'm gonna go back because I also want to show the previous city because I ultimately never, I didn't. Okay, we're gonna have a bit of an odd Pokemon, but basically, yeah, our next step is to go city from here because that's all next. I mentioned before that the gym leader's east. But any dragon type, or well, more so sky types. That was actually told to us by Xavier, I think. Unfortunately, dragon father. I mean, at least the music is nice though. And also, in case you didn't know, because that Pokemon that I was using on that what is the ultimate one leading party as of now, Delta Grimer involved in the Delta Muck. And I've mentioned earlier about it getting either is swapping its ability Sap Sipper for another ability called Regurgitation, which basically after you attack, it deals an extra 40 damage. Also, this is Reside Desert. It is a place that you need to cross, and we were just in Reside Cavern. So yeah, I mean that's just kind of how it is or whatnot. But I mean, yeah, I didn't, like I said, I'm only really recording important events. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to I'm going back to the city, healing myself, and then ultimately showing, I guess, sort of showcasing my team in a sense. Because, yeah, also I'm pretty sure there's an item hidden back here, I think. Okay, yeah, wave incense. That increases, yeah, I just saw that because I was looking at the wiki or whatnot for the location and it showed it might be on this one too. No, it was just that one. But yeah, obviously that's just the red theme remix. It's a really good theme, one of the better themes in the game. I like the normal route theme too though. Both of those are really good. So yeah, this is Coral Town. That's the town in between. This is the town you visit after you cross Route 5 from Vipik City. So yeah, ultimately there's that. And then also, yeah, and then you cross Reside Desert and Cavern to get to another town. And then from that town, you go down one more route, and then it's Helios City. So it's actually a bit more until we get to Helios City. But I just want to kind of showcase mine. Also, first, let's go in the PC, all right? I already brought up Delta Muck and its regurgitation ability. I'll go more in depth. But that was more so because I was walking. Okay, so nothing really changed. We caught a Kabutops as part of like, sort of like a not mission because that's for the broadcast tower, but we caught it as sort of like a quest or whatnot. And then ultimately everything's still. We also caught a Delta Pidgey. It's actually Dark Dragon, so very similar to my starter. But yeah, level 12. Never really gonna use that. And then obviously Shadow Boxer staying there, but again, not gonna use that. So. Yeah, so let's go. I'm gonna go out the city because I actually like I prefer the city theme or town theme over anything else. But yeah. So now that's done, I'm gonna just quickly go over my party. And then ultimately what I'm going to do is just end it here because there's nothing I can really do. I just wanted to showcase that interaction or whatnot. So this is Cleaver, level 39. I don't think I learned anything new. Nope, didn't learn anything new. Jackbox, didn't learn anything new again. Still level 39 though, and still charcoal. Okay, Sandman, this is where it gets interesting. You know, that's Delta Muck, but obviously something's off with his sprite. There is a Bellsprout inside of him. Now, I was confused at first, but I looked it up, and ultimately the typing for regurgitation is ultimately dependent on the Pokemon inside of it. Like, you can have various different, basically, I'll give an art rundown. So basically, its ability with Sap Sipper is a Delta Grimer, but when it evolves into Delta Muck, it ultimately swaps abilities to regurgitate, which basically what it is if you land an attack on opponent or in enemy Pokemon, regurgitate will deal 40 damage attack as well. Or regurgitate, it will be a separate 40 damage attack. And ultimately, the typing of that attack, and this is where it comes back towards, is it's determined by the primary typing of the Pokemon within Delta Muck's mouth. Now, obviously, we have a Bellsprout, and I actually looked it up, and there's no changing. So I'm stuck with Bellsprout. And its primary typing is grass, obviously. So ultimately, whatever attack I do, regardless of what it is, regurgitate will be an extra 40 damage grass type move. I don't even know whether it's physical or special, but that's just what I know. But it can get, I don't even know how many different typings the actual, there's multiple different Pokemon for multiple different typings. I can actually look it up real quick, Delta Muck, because ultimately it's a really good ability. Unfortunately, you can't really choose the typing. Like, I was stuck from the very beginning. I don't know what it's based off of either, ultimately. It may just be completely random. But I mean, because I'm quickly looking this up, right? Okay, so regurgitation. Oh no, actually that's the wrong one because it doesn't show it. So Delta Muck, it can have either no Pokemon in its mouth and then it would just keep Sap Sipper, Horsey, and that would be water, Bellsprout, which obviously is what I have, and that's grass, Magby, which is fire, Dino, which is dark, Whismur, which is normal, and Natu, which is psychic. Ultimately, I think I got the second best one here. I mean, I think the best one I could have gotten was Magby, because that would be the second 40 damage move would be fire, and that would ultimately be super effective against grass and bug, which already resists Sandman, and ice, which is super effective against Sandman. All that grass is really super effective against is water. And ultimately, I think, fire, dark, normal, and psychic are useless. Like, those really aren't that good. Or no, not fire, dark. I think water, dark, normal, and psychic aren't really that useful. Like, I think the best two are grass and fire, and even so, I think fire is a lot better, given it's really the only one that can ultimately counter grass and bug types, which is what ground types are resisted by. But obviously, it's out of my control. I'm just glad I got likely the second best one, because I mean, normal's useless. Psychic, good against what? Fighting poison? I mean, ground's already super effective against poison. And, like, fighting, I mean, like, dark, that's effective against what? Ghost? Yeah, ghost. Psychic, I mean, you're not going to go up against, you're not really going to get, like, that doesn't really do anything. Water, I guess, like, ground, rock, yeah, that's not bad. Grass is still effective against those. It's what? Ground, rock, fire. But I mean, for like fire, I mean, you're already super effective against it. Grass is just better because it's ground, walk, water, and then water, or ground, rock, water. And water isn't something that, like, this would be effective against or whatnot. So it's slightly better in that retrospect. But I ultimately think fire is the best. Like, I think if I was lucky, I would have gotten Magby. That would have ultimately been the best one. But obviously, like I said, it's out of my control. That's just why I want to showcase. And then it knows, it actually learns Earthquake next turn at level 40. I should probably try leveling it up. But it did learn Submission when it evolved. So, yeah. Here's Manbat, still exact same. And then here's my starter demon. Again, still beasting as a Delta Charizard. Didn't learn any moves. And then Spicy Ice, it learned Ice Beam at level 40. So now actually is a decent move. I'm hoping to replace Shockwave with, like, Discharge or Thunder, Thunderbolt. And I'm still keeping Nuzzle and Ice Shard. I want Ice Shard for priority and Nuzzle for guaranteed paralysis. It can't learn Thunder Wave, but Nuzzle is just like fine. Yeah, that's actually all I really want to show. I really didn't want to do much in that part just because like I said, I'm only really showcasing like important stuff. The rest of this was just like trainer battles or whatnot. Like nothing actually knows. So ultimately I'm gonna end it there. But yeah, I guess that's it for this one. We'll see you in the next one.